back. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Welcome to the second episode of the SSE Podcast, hosted by me, your boy, George Garcia, aka Georgie Boy. Welcome. We're here again. Let's go! Oh, as you can hear from me right now, I have so much energy for today's show because we have a lot to talk about because a lot happened over this past week. We're going to talk about Verzuz, we're going to talk about Vaccinations, Donda, Aaliyah, everything. Whew, I got so much energy in me, oh my god. I did some push-ups right before I started doing this. So you already know I'm pumped. Let's go. Whew. Alright, let me chill out for a bit. let me chill out for a bit. I'm getting too high. I might just jump out the window or some shit. Alright. We're gonna get into today's topics that I have. But before I do, I just want to say one thing. I just want to thank everyone who tuned in last week to listen in on the first episode of the SSE Podcast. I really do appreciate everyone who did that. Much love to everyone. More blessings, Yahweh. I appreciate the positive responses, the positive feedback, messages, and everyone that's been giving me. Just know that that right there is just fueling me more and more to continue doing this. And yet, like I said, last week was just a start. This week is just another taste of what I have in store for this project, and going on, so on and so on, throughout the rest of the year, basically, So again, thank you. It is with your support and your help that I will continue to do this, and I just hope that you continue to stay a fan, and stay a day one fan for the SSE Podcast. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. So, with that being said, we're going to go into today's topics. And the first one that I would just love to talk about is last Tuesday. Because last Tuesday we had a very, very special Verzuz battle in New York history. Matter of fact, let me take that back. In the history of New York hip hop. And that is a beautiful history. Because not only did we have a Verzuz battle between the LOX and Dipset, but we had a Verzuz battle between these two right here in New York at Madison Square Garden. Oh my god. I'm about to tell you this right now. I wanted to go, but there was one thing that was stopping me. Work. I was at work. Couldn't go. And I didn't want to call out because that's a waste of money, and I'm not going to do that. But even while I was at work, I was still able to watch it live on IG on my phone. So best believe I had a very close eye on everything that was going on. So just know we had a very special live Verzuz with legendary hip hop groups, the LOX, consisting of Jadakiss, Styles P, and Sheek Louch, versus the other legendary hip hop group of Dipset with Styles with Jim Jones, Cameron, and Joel Santana. Now I can tell you this right now. If not the best, this is one of the best Verzuz I've ever seen since they started doing this last year during quarantine. Because this just showed you how aggressive New York can really be. Like, it's tough love, but it's tough. You understand me? And it shows you how good hip-hop music is to be around with. Because they was trading jokes back and forth. They was performing bars, this and that. People jumping off the stage almost collapsing. We see people's rings fall off. We seen people's fake teeth. We saw butt cracks. Everything. But at the end of the whole show, it was the LOX that came out victorious against Dipset. Now, a lot of people really was going with Dipset for this one. Not me. When I first found out that we was getting, the LOX versus Dipset, I was the LOX all the way 100%. Because you really have to think about the music within both groups. Like, you have the LOX, you have Dipset. When it comes to this type of stuff, you gotta think about albums, singles, bars, lyrics, and everything. And if you really think about it, you really have to go with the LOX for this one. Especially when it comes to relationships between each group. Because think about this, right? Let me give you a little hip-hop fact. A little history. You think of the LOX and Dipset, right? The LOX. Styles P, Jadakiss, Sheek Louch. They've been together since they met each other in Yonkers. They've been with each other since the 1998, 1997s. They've never had any issues with each other. They've made music, and then they went their separate ways. But they never had any animosity with each other, Jadakiss had an album, Styles and Sheek would be on it. Styles had an album, Jada and Sheek would be on it. Sheek had an album, Jada and Styles would be on it. No issues. None whatsoever. And that's when they was working on their own solo projects. But once, they decided to come back together, they was like, okay, the LOX is back. Boom. Simple. They made music. No issues. No problems. And they've been successful since then. Now, they have had issues in the past. But now with each other, they've had issues with other people. But when they had issues with other people, they stay loyal to each other and helped each other out. Like if you remember the famous incident when they were, what was it? When they first came into the business, they were signed to Bad Boy Records. And they wanted to get out of Bad Boy Records. But Diddy didn't want to, release them from their contract. They wanted to leave to go to Rough Riders to be with DMX. Diddy wouldn't let them. And if I remember correctly, they went into the office to talk to Diddy. Nothing really good came out of that. And what was it? I don't know who it was, but one of them hit Diddy over the head with a champagne bottle. It's not really good. But it did get them out their contract. But again, no beef with each other. Switch over to Dipset. Been with each other since day one. Harlem, you already know. There has been some internal beef within the group members, We have Cam with Jim. You have Jim with Jewels. You have this, and that. There was always something going on. There was always like a back and forth. Then they'll be cool, then they're not cool. They be cool, then they're not cool. It's good to see that they're cool now during the Verzuz and all that. So that was good to see. But they were kind of off if you really look closely throughout the whole Verzuz. They was there and then they weren't. They were kind of slacking a little bit. I kind of wasn't expecting that, but it happened and we all saw it. So of course the LOX was going to get the win at the end of the night. And then of course you have to think about who was really the best one out of everybody there throughout the night. And of course, we can all agree that the MVP of the night goes to Mr. Jadakiss. I tried. Because he came with bars, hits, and the jokes. He was coming at everybody. Let's have a listen to see some of the jokes Jadakiss was coming for. I just want to point out, I don't know why Freaky Zeke was there. I know he's the high man, but you weren't. Who gave him a mic? Jadakiss said it. I'm saying it too. Who gave him a mic? He can't rap. For real, it's a 3-on-3. Like, seriously? Wait.
Cam, you live in Miami. Drop that shit, Zach.
Why he had to go that hard? What else did he say? He came at Jim Jones, right?
They made that song before Jimmy even. Y'all heard him? He even know how to rock it.
Hey. Jadakiss came with everything last night, bro. Let me see what else he say. He called Cameron that Kevin Hart, man.
We got 2 minutes, nigga. You did a whole fucking summer jam.
He did a whole fucking summer jam. What else we got?
Ricky Ziggy is like the fat nigga from Drew Hill. He getting free money. What he got a mic for? Ricky Ziggy's the fat nigga from Drew Hill.
What he got a mic for? That ass. And then the part.
He already suffered defeat. You panic. Drop that shit, Tech. New York, the real New York. I'm outside. I don't live in Miami. I don't live in Colorado. Come in my black and see me, my niggas. All of y'all know I be down there. This is Kiss. I'm out.
Nah, Kiss really was the MVP of the night, bro. I don't care, man. Wow, man. Especially the part where he took Joel Santana's bandana and just threw it on the floor. Damn, Jada. Why you went so hard, man? And with that, he became the first person to win 2 Verzuz live. If y'all remember correctly, the first time he went live on Verzuz, he beat Fabulous. Second time, it was with him and the LOX. They beat Dipset. History maker right there. He's been in this game for like, 20, 30 years. He really is top 5 dead or alive. Y'all gotta stop sleeping on Jada, bro. Like Jada Kiss of Death. The Last Kiss the game goodbye. If you don't know any of these albums, you're doing life wrong. Go back and reevaluate yourself. Wow, that was a good one though. I was waiting to talk about that one. We're going to go into the next topic, though. And the next topic is a very personal one for everybody that's dealing with life right now, especially in New York. It's the COVID vaccinations. Now, here's the thing with the vaccinations. From what they are saying on the news, they're saying that COVID is suddenly increasing now. Like it's going up. It was low, now it's going back up. The reason why they're saying that is because not everyone is vaccinated. You know? Not everyone is vaccinated, and from what I see, not many people are wearing their mask outside. They think it's like normal now. No, you still need to have your mask with you, sir. Because if you don't, you're still eligible to get COVID. You still need to do your part. Stay 6 feet. Stay clean. Wear your mask. Get tested if you feel like you have a symptom. Every time I go out, let me tell you something. Every time I go out, I get tested just in case I'm good. Just in case. Because most of the time, well, all of the time, I'm good. But I still just want to make sure. And now they're saying, they're like really forcing it on us to get vaccinated, you know? They really are. They're saying, starting September 16th, if you are not vaccinated by that time, you cannot attend any concerts. You cannot go to the gym to work out. You cannot do indoor dining. You cannot do any outdoor activities. You cannot do any indoor activities. You cannot go to school. You cannot be able to work unless you have your mask on or you're vaccinated. And I feel like they're like really pressuring us to do that shit. Especially now that they're saying if you get vaccinated, depending on where you're at, you get vaccinated, we're gonna give you $100. Like, seriously? You're pressuring people to get vaccinated. When what was it? The FDC, the CDA, all that have not really fully approved these shots, but you're telling people to do it. Speaking as a man who has not been vaccinated yet, this is like really putting pressure on me. Like, they're just throwing weights on my back, telling me we're gonna keep throwing this stuff on you until you get vaccinated. Once you get vaccinated, we're gonna uplift this stuff off of you, and you're gonna be back to being comfortable. Is it? Yeah, I mean, y'all don't need to be really pressuring people like that, son. When we feel like doing it, we're gonna do it. I'm not like I said, I'm not vaccinated, but it's come to my mind where maybe I should do it because my parents have gotten it, my coworkers have gotten it. Some of my closest friends have gotten it. So it's like I'm trying to think of my future because, I have nieces and nephews, I have kids that I'm trying to have in the future. So I really gotta think about that, but I'm still thinking about my health and all that. But I really don't want to get COVID. But even if you get the vaccination, there still might be a chance you still could contract COVID inside of you. So that's like a big, maybe, for me. Everybody else has their own opinion, but for me, it's up being like, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. Depends on how I feel about all of this, And I don't really have much feeling towards it, which is why I'm like, I don't know. But the other thing is that, they over here rushing and pressuring us to get vaccinated. There's some women who are over here stepping up and speaking out, saying, Governor Cuomo, Andrew Cuomo, has been sexually assaulting them. That's not really a good look for him. Now, I can't lie. Cuomo helped us a lot last year during quarantine. He had a big help in that. But now that these, at least 14 to 17 women have stepped up and said Cuomo has been sexually assaulting them, that's bigger. Y'all have to look into that. Y'all have to see what the fuck the governor is doing on his spare time. Apparently touching and assaulting these women who work for him. Who work in the same area and the same department with him. And y'all over here pressuring us to do vaccines? Pressure the law enforcement to check into seeing what's going on with Andrew Cuomo and why is he touching these women. Because like they said, there's always two stories. There's 14 women, 14, 15, I don't know how many, up to almost 20, saying he did this, he did that to me sexually. He says, I didn't do any of that. Y'all gonna have to find out and see which one is telling the truth. Because that would be more important, because sexual assault is wrong. No woman should have to deal with that anywhere. Work, outside, home, anywhere. You don't touch a female like that. Have respect for yourself. Even the president himself, Joe Biden, said, if I was, Andrew Cuomo and these sexual assaults was coming out of nowhere, I would have resigned. Listen, man. You figure that shit out. If he did do it, y'all need to impeach him, resign him, whatever. If he didn't, whatever. You let him go back to doing your business, and that's it. We keep it at that, and then y'all can go back to the vaccination things. But don't ever touch a female, anytime, anywhere, any place. You must be really sick if you ever think about doing that. Disgusting. What else we got? Oh yes, the baby. Things seem to be getting more worse for the baby as he's been dropped by 7 concerts, bro. 7. Just recently, he was dropped by Lollapalooza. He was dropped by what was it? This Park Life Music Festival. 7 concerts, bro. All because of those homophobic comments he's made during his Rolling Loud sets, saying if you got HIV, if you HIV clean and all that, put your hands up. If you didn't die from a disease that you die from every 2 weeks, put your hands up. If you didn't suck dick in the parking lot, put your hands up. These comments have got him in so much trouble that almost every artist that he's collaborated with has gone against him because obviously you shouldn't have said that in the first place. And it's because of that you've been getting dropped by every single concert that you were supposed to do this year. Every music festival, every concert, every appearance, every meet and greet, you're being dropped because of what you said. You should have never said anything at all, son. Like I said in last week's show, when I was young, I would say things before thinking. Now I think about what I say. The baby, think before you speak. I know you was hot in the moment. Take a moment to cool down. Think before you act. Because look how much trouble it's getting you into right now. You're losing bags of money. You're losing your reputation as a good-ass rapper. You need to stop. There's artists that collaborated with you don't want to collaborate with you anymore. You need to really reevaluate yourself. And these apologies that you're saying right now, I don't even know if that's you. It could be your management team writing this shit for you. And then you just look it over and say, yeah, that's good, whatever. You need to think about your career. For yourself, for your music, and for your family, my man. Because this is getting out of control for you. 2021 is becoming a very bad year for you. 2020 was fine. You was up there. Now you're going down this year because of what you said. Shaking my head, man. Really, like I say, reevaluate what you say and what you do in your life. Because it will come back and bite you in the ass. And if you don't believe me, karma will help you believe that. What else we got? The new music. A lot of new music dropped today. Well, not really much, but there was one specific album that caught people's attention today. And no, I'm not talking about Donda, because Kanye still has to fully release that album out in stores and in streaming platforms. I'm talking about Mr. Nas. Mr. Escobar Elmatic dropped his new album, King's Disease 2, with hits like Death Row East, 40 Side, EPMD2, Rare, Nobody, and No Phony Love. And let me tell you this right now. This is just another masterpiece of hip-hop music. Because Nas really outdid himself with this album, bro. He did. With good features like A Boogie with the Hoodie, Charlie Wilson, Hit Boy himself taking the time away from producing and actually rapping, YG, and this one is for them 20 years in the making, bro. He got Eminem on the album. Like, this is big for me, man. Eminem and Nas on the same song. Bro, if you know me personally, you know these are my two favorite rappers ever. Top 2. 1 and 2. So the fact that I see both of them collaborating for the first time ever, this is big for me. Like, I really almost shed a tear listening to that song last night. Now, some people have not really been feeling Eminem's verse on EPM D2, but you really have to give it more than just one listen. That's the thing. Because Em was really speaking some shit, paying tributes to the old rappers that passed away, and, you know, giving his little wordplay and stuff and everything like that. Especially with tortilla chips. I don't know what was that about, but Eminem, it works out for him. What else we got? The Weeknd dropped his new single, Take My Breath. And I'm going to tell you this right now, it's a very catchy song, actually. I woke up singing this shit. Take my breath away. Na, 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 na. The Weeknd drops a new single. He's over here preparing to drop his new album, which might be coming at the end of the year or the beginning of next year, with the slogan being, "The dawn is coming." I don't know if that's the next name of his album or that's just a pitch. But let me tell you something. I am invested into it. What else we got? What else we got? Taking my breath. Oh, of course, everyone's favorite bachata group, Aventura, dropped their newest single, Volré, featuring a collaboration, their first collaboration with Bad Bunny. Ba 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 ba. I've always said this in the beginning. Ever since Inmortal, when they dropped that back in 2019, if Aventura was to ever make a new album, bro, they have to have a song with Bad Bunny. If they ever drop another song after Inmortal, it has to be with Bad Bunny. I said this shit, and look what happened. It fucking happened. I predicted it, and it happened. I swear sometimes I'm psychic. And if we got this song, best believe we're going to have a new Aventura album. It's gonna happen. It has to happen. After that song, after how that song is popping off right now, it's gonna happen. I'm telling you. If I said the Bad Bunny song was gonna happen, the album was gonna happen. And when it happens, y'all better come back to me and say, yo, George, you was right. And I said, I know. So, there you go. I would love to hear that too. Just saying. As a fan, since day one, I would love to hear some new Aventura music. They fire. I can't front. They are. This is good. As a music man, I just love this stuff, you know? What else do we have? Oh, yes. Speaking of music, let's go back to Mr. Kanye West's listening party last night for Donda. Now, this is his second listening party that he's had at the stadium, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. While he's been living there, working on the album. Now, some of y'all been maybe thinking he's been crazy, but some of y'all were actually listening and watching him the whole day yesterday because he went live on Apple Music showing everybody how he's been getting ready for this. And we heard the songs, we heard the features, we heard everything that he put into work into this album. Now, we were supposed to get this album last week on the 6th. Or not the 6th. We were supposed to get this album last week on the 31st or the 30th. Then he pushed it back to this week, the 6th. Once, he played that album, everybody heard that there was at least 24 features and 24 songs in total of the album. But once the middle of the night came, where was the album? Everybody was waiting. I wasn't. I was listening to Nas. But everybody else was waiting. Still no album. Come to find out, he's waiting to drop the album now on the 9th. Really? You did all this listening stuff, parties. You paid $1 million a night to stay at the Mercedes Stadium just to work on this album. Now, some of y'all might think he's crazy. $1 million a night, though, is nothing to him. Kanye's basically a billionaire, bro. He could pay for that shit. That's why he's been sleeping in the stadium working on this album. But still, you've done all this and you still haven't dropped that album yet. And now you're saying we're gonna have to wait till the 9th. Today's the 6th. 7, 8, 9. You're telling me you're gonna have to wait till Monday for you to drop the whole album. No track list, no cover, just parties. Listening parties and more listening parties. The only thing you dropped was a preview of the new jacket in your collaboration with The Gap. That no zipper, no pocket jacket for $200. I just want to point this out. I don't work for The Gap anymore, so please don't ask me for my discount. And the jacket's not really all that. It's like, I looked at it, I was like, I don't want that. If you buy that, you really must be a fan of his, because I can't do that. But I guess we're going to have to wait some money to see if the album comes out. We've been waiting for this album for the longest, not even for like 2 weeks. I think it's been like 4 or 5 years. And he's still playing with us. Kanye, man, stop. We just want to hear new music. We want to hear what you have to say. We haven't seen you go this hard since the life of Pablo. Give us the album, bro. If not Monday, you can wait till Wednesday. I'll give you that. But that's it. Just give us the album. On some good news, though, after years and years and years of being hidden away, we're finally going to get Aaliyah's music streaming on music streaming platforms August 20th, starting August 20th. It's about damn time, man. They've been holding Aaliyah's music hostage for years. Well, basically, her uncle has been doing that because he's been holding her music hostage. Not only her music, but everybody else's music from, what was it, the Black Street label? I think that's what it's called. The Black Street label. He's been holding everybody's music hostage. Tank, JoJo's, everybody's. But now we're getting the release days for those albums. And I think it's gonna be a beautiful day now. Because we can finally enjoy Aaliyah's music while she's resting in peace. Because we have not heard Rock the Vote. We haven't heard One in a Million. We haven't heard anything. Her last songs. It's not on music platforms. We've waited for that. It said they were going to do it, but that was in the beginning of the year. In January. It's August. You're waiting until August now to do it. I don't get why, if we're such fans, we want to remember her by listening to her music, but you're not letting us. Now you are. But what took you so long? I don't know what in your right mind made you want to not release her music if you promised us that you would. We miss her dearly. The world of music would be so different if she was still here. She's an icon at a young age. Let us enjoy her music and let us keep remembering her legacy, because she was really a legend. Please. So August 20th, just know once they drop her albums, I'm going to be listening to that, and I'm going to be enjoying Aaliyah more with her music. Can't wait for that. What else is going on? Dr. Dre is in the news again. But this time it's not because of his fucking greedy ass wife who wants his money. It's actually his daughter. His daughter is apparently homeless. And she has been trying to get in contact with her father, Dr. Dre, to get some money out of him. Here's my thing about this. Here's my input. Some I like this, some I don't, but I'm going to tell you this anyway. You're 38. You're 38 years old. Homeless. You're living out of your car. You're working as a DoorDash delivery person. Making money, $15 an hour. No baby daddy, but you have 4 kids. You are 38, no baby daddy, homeless, living in your car, 4 kids, and your kids don't even live with you. Your kids are with your friends. But you're asking for your parents, your father, to get money out of him. Didn't you bash him a few years ago? Weren't you saying how fucked up he was? And now all of a sudden, you're going to have a change of heart and say, Daddy, I need you. Give me some money. Miss, you are 38. You should have taken responsibility years ago so you would have been in this predicament in the first place. If you know you wasn't going to have a good husband or partner with you to take care of those kids, why did you do this? Why do you have... What are you doing for yourself? Some people are gonna not like what I'm saying, but some people are not gonna. Some people might agree. But look at the age you are, sir, miss. You need to take full responsibility for yourself. Because let me tell you something, whenever I fuck up, who do I blame? Me. Whenever I get in this predicament, who do I blame? Me. I don't go to my parents and say, yo, this is your fault. Help me out. This and that. No. I'm a grown-ass man. I take responsibility for myself and I get myself out of the predicaments. You a grown-ass woman. You're older than me. You need to find out what you need to do, how to do it, and get through it so that you can be good again without living in your car, so you can have your kids with you and you can live a good life again. And find a man that can actually take care of you and the kids. and you can finally have somebody to love. And next time, stop bashing your father. Because I'm pretty sure if I'm going to bash my parents, I'm not going to need them ever again in my life. And I don't, because I love my parents. Love you, ma and pa. Come correct with yourself, miss. That's all I'm going to tell you right now. Again, 38s. Get it together. Seriously. What else we got? Oh, the Olympics. Let's get into that too. So, Simone Biles recently won her, Olympic triathlon gymnastics, and she had to get out of there because of her aunt recently passing away and her dealing with mental health issues. And I'm very active on Twitter. There are some people bashing her for that. And what I don't understand is why they're doing that. Because let me say something. Her mental health is not a joke. Mental health is a serious illness. Because you could be very sick from it. And you can very much die from it. I'm speaking like this because as a man who's had mental health, I don't take that as a joke. Ever. At all. Please believe me when I say this. Mental health is very serious. If you feel like you're not mentally, if your space is not mentally in the right place, discontinue what you're doing so you can get your mind right. If you feel like you can't continue on because your head space is not right there, take your time. Go do what you gotta do. Feel better. But don't bash. Nobody should be bashing nobody for that. If she doesn't feel good, let her go her way until she feels good. It's stuff like that sickens me sometimes, If you're not in the right place, go and get yourself in the right place. Then come back and show people what you're made of. Show them how superior you can be. Show them how great you are. So Simone, you already know, girl. You got my support. Do what you gotta do. Now, for somebody else, though. Sha'Carri Richardson. You have been very vocal on Twitter lately. Even after you took a drug test and what was it? You tested positive for marijuana. Now I get you did that, but you don't have to flaunt it on social media because sometimes being cocky and arrogant can get you in so much trouble. That's what you was doing. And that's why you're getting so much backlash. Because of your cocky attitude. We get it. You're fast. You're athletic. That's cool. You smoke weed. That's cool. My friends, they smoke weed. I'm cool with them. I got love for them too. But my friends are not cocky. They're not arrogant. They're cool people. The way you're acting right now is you're letting this get to you in the head. You shouldn't have done that. That's why you're getting so much backlash. That's why you have so much issues coming your way. Because of how you're acting towards everything right now. You could have just stayed, like the same thing with the baby too. Next time you think about something you might say, here's a good advice. Don't say it. Because you really have to think about the pros and the cons of those words. Obviously, y'all thought it was a pro thing to do, but y'all didn't think about the cons. And the cons are really coming to kick y'all in the ass right now. Which is why what's happening to you right now is happening to you right now. So again, think about what you say and how you say it. It's all about the tone, expression, and emotion in your voice. I know this because I learned this from my friends, from my peers, teachers, professors. And I'm an actor. I know how to deal with this shit. Now, what else do we going on? Lastly, Rihanna. Baby girl Rihanna was recently announced that she became the very first hip-hop female billionaire. Yeah, she's a billionaire. She's worth $1.7 billion. See, that's cool and all, right? I love Rihanna. I really do. I got so much love for her. But here's my thing, and I think everybody else can agree with this. Where's the album? Where's the album, please? We just want to hear new music. I know you have your makeup and your lingerie and your this and your that, and you're making money and this and that. But where's the music? We want to hear new music. I just want to hear new music. A new album, please. I would love that. I would love to hear that. Here's my idea. Rihanna should drop an album, right? Let this be her last album, right? She drops it. We listen to it. We love it. Rihanna goes on and retires from music. That way, her full attention can be on to her products, her fancy makeup, and her fancy lingerie. You could have so much focus into those products. You don't have to focus on music because you already gave us your last album and we love it. So I think that's how it should go down. Understand me? That's what she should do. Drop the album and retire peacefully. Then we won't have to bother you anymore. I won't bother you, I know that. But that would be the best way. So that way you have your music and you have your products. Beautiful. You got your boyfriend ASAP Rocky. That's cool. He could do the music for you, you know that. We're still waiting for him to drop his album too. So yeah, both in the same predicament. Give us the new music. Thank you very much. Lastly, this just happened last night too. So of course, when I found out, I was gonna talk about this. So there's this new app called Clubhouse where people could talk in some type of one of those. It's not like a Zoom chat, but it's like you have your picture right there and you could just talk to somebody right there. Well, last night there was people on the Clubhouse app, and 21 Savage was having a talk with 6ix9ine and Wack 100. For those of you who don't know who Wack 100 is, he's the manager to The Game, and he has a very big mouth too. So they got into an argument and it got a little heated. And I have a clip of the whole argument, so let's have a listen.
That's shit. Hey, so that ain't we are not the same. Look, 21. I don't know. I guess 21. Listen to me now. Friends now. Listen to me. Put on listen to me, bro. But I met you before. You've been real humble. Me and you both know, nigga. If you was standing in front of me right now, wouldn't have that energy. Yeah, nigga, that's on my head. Nigga, all right. Check this out. Yeah, right. Nigga, I will beat your motherfucking little ass, you little bitty ass boy. Hey, I will beat your little ass, little bitty ass boy. Now we wait. Hold on, sis. Now 21. One mic. And it's cool that you don't agree with what I'm saying, but nigga, I'm not no rapper, nigga. I will fuck you up, nigga. Yeah, right. One mic. I will beat your motherfucking ass, nigga. Now we can get down, blood. I'll come to Atlanta, you can come to LA. We can get out wherever you want to get out. I will beat your ass. You gonna be 21, yeah. I will beat that nigga, and you get on the line. Fuck you up, nigga. I will beat that. Hold on. Hey, look, nigga, you ain't finna. You call me out my name. Say less. Nigga, what we doing? Say less. What we doing, my nigga?
Well, that was something. 21 was, talking to Wack 100 and 6ix9ine because he felt like the interview that Wack 100 and 6ix9ine had shouldn't have gone anyway because he feels like a gangster and a rat cannot communicate. Even though he was right. Wack took that the wrong way because 21 called him lame for that, which led to the whole confrontation going on right now. So here's my thing. Wack 100 has always been whack to me since the first time I heard about him, because he doesn't really do anything for the hip hop world. He just sits there and talks shit online, as always. He doesn't produce, he doesn't rap, he doesn't sing, he just talks shit. 21 Savage is one of the most successful rappers going on right now in the world, having won a bunch of awards, including a Grammy for his song A Lot with J. Cole. 21 Savage has every right to call him lame Because look, it's Whack 100 and 6ix9ine. You heard how Whack was talking to 21. Disrespectful. 6ix9ine is in the back, hyping him up, instigating this shit. First of all, 6ix9ine has been canceled even before he got out of jail. The man's still canceled. We don't give a fuck about 6ix9ine anymore. I definitely don't. I'm surprised he's still around. I'm surprised he does things. Well, I'm not surprised actually because he's a clown. He does things the wrong way just to get relevancy. And I don't understand why. Like, bro, your music is not working for you anymore. You don't really have the looks. You definitely don't have the looks. All you do is talk shit, which is why you and Whack didn't get along at first. But after that interview, I guess y'all both cool now because y'all have something in common. Y'all both talk shit over the internet. And it's stupid. Y'all do this stupid shit for publicity and it's stupid. Y'all need to stop. 6ix9ine. Do something else. You have so much going on. You got people really coming for you. You need to worry about that. Whack 100, stay as a manager. Keep your head things to yourself. 21 Savage. You have every right to call them name. You are a very successful rapper, more successful than these two. Keep doing what you do. That's all I can say right there. That's all I have to say about that, you know? Whew. I went through everything about that. What else was this? Ric Flair's release. Oh yeah, recently Ric Flair was granted his release from the WWE because of what's going on in the company right now. WWE is going downhill right now. I'm gonna let y'all know right now. As a big wrestling fan, it's not looking good. Even after recently they just released Bray Wyatt, The Fiend. That was a sad and dumb move right there. You let go of one of the top superstars in the business. For what? Budget cuts? I'm pretty sure there was more than just budget cuts. Because the man was now making y'all money. From his appearances, to merchandise, to voices, everything. And y'all let him go for what? That's why everybody in the business right now is wondering, is it really budget cuts or there's something personal going on in the whole office that made y'all want to release him? Is it because he didn't want to come back because he's dealing with a very mental, personal issue with the passing of his friend, his best friend, Brody Lee? Luke Harper? That hurt everybody. You lose your best friend, of course you're going to feel some type of way. Of course you're going to feel like you're in a dark room. You miss your best friend. So if it's because of that, y'all distasteful. So why would you do that? Help him. Don't release him. You don't know what everybody's going through. Because sometimes you need to check on everyone that's around you to make sure everyone's good. Doesn't matter who you are. Check on your strong friends. Everybody is going through something. Doesn't matter. Take a little bit of time. Text, call, anything. FaceTime. Send him a hug. Give him a hug. Anything. Check on your friends. Your day ones, everything. They mean the most to you. Like you mean the most to them. Well, that's about it for today, ladies and gentlemen. As you see, I was so into today's conversation. I loved it. Having a word, you know? And having some type of platform to say everything so that y'all can hear what I say and y'all can either agree or disagree. And listen, if you have anything to say, my ears are open. We can have a discussion. If you want to come on the show and have this discussion, we can do that. Like I said, I'm open to having anybody on the show. We can have a discussion. We can talk about anything, bro. I'm here for that. But again, this is the shit I love. Yo, I'm so happy. I'm so happy about this, bro. Yeah. If y'all can see my emotions, whoop whoop. Oh my God! If y'all could just see my emotions. Whew. All right. Well, that's it for today's podcast episode. Tune in next week for the third episode of the SSE Podcast hosted by me, so we can have more discussions between you and me. And I'm telling you right now, If y'all thought what I said today was a lie, let's see what next week's got in store for us. And I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be a fun week. Yes, sir. Well, that's like I said. That's for all for today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host George Garcia, aka Georgie Poor, and thank you for tuning in to the second episode of the SSE Podcast. And I will see you next week for the third. Yeah, have a great day. Much love and much respect. Bye bye.